In this video, we will review Western saddle parts. Again, this is a Western saddle that we've outfitted with Velcro for easy labeling. This is not used for any actual services, just as a model for saddle parts. We'll be looking at this saddle as well as this one because it contains a couple more saddle parts opposed to this small old one. The most notable saddle part on a Western saddle, which everyone refers to, is the horn. That is this piece here. The horn is not a handle. Rather, it was originally used as a functionality for farmers, cowboys, individuals that worked on the ranch that could tie rope around the saddle if they were catching cattle or towing something. Next, the English equivalent would be the pommel, but this piece here can be called the fork, or what I know it as better is the swell. Same with the English saddle, where the rider sits in the saddle here is the seat. The back of the saddle, again, is the same for English. It is the cantle. In the Western saddle, they also have a term referring to this back section of the saddle called the Cheyenne roll. We also have the skirt, which runs along the length of the entire saddle and is the underside lined with sheepskin or imitation material. It's the skirt. We also have these pieces here and here, which are called the back jockey and the seat jockey. Towards the front here, these silver pieces, there's some on the front, either side. There's also some on the back, are called conchos. The conchos are what help us connect our saddle strings. Saddle strings, again, were very functional if you wanted to tie your poncho to the saddle or some other type of object that needed to be affixed to your saddle while you're riding. We also have our front rigging D. So it literally looks like the letter D here and connects to the saddle. This is what you attach this latigo to, which will be our next piece. But this is your front rigging D. This particular saddle that we've been working on does not have a rear rigging D. However, this one does. And that is back here. Again, you can see the very clear shaped D on its side. So that is the rear rigging D. The latigo, which helps attach our girth from this side. This is a latigo. This one is nylon. Usually they can be of leather or nylon. And this is what you will attach this near side to for the girth, which will be underneath the belly of the horse. We'll have to learn how to tie a Western cinch correctly in a different video. On the off side, we have a billet, which is this piece that the girth has been connected to. Billet, this is also an English term we use to attach our girths to our saddles. This piece here is called the fender. Just just like the fender of a car. The fender can be stiff often when it is not used, so sometimes having it well cleaned and oiled helps loosen it up. We also have a hobble strap here, and the hobble strap helps keep your stirrup in place where it is down at the base of the fender. The hobble strap can keep the Blevins also in a correct position at the bottom of the stirrup fender. This particular saddle is just a buckle, as you can see, to the stirrup. However, this saddle here has the Blevins inside. And these, it's the word, Blevins. These run up and down the length of the stirrup to lengthen or shorten. We have our stirrup. Once again, this is not a safety stirrup, so there is no easy escape. This is not a stirrup that's used in our program. And then, of course, the underside of the saddle, the spine in here, the midsection all the way down, straight down, is the gullet. You can see it on the front side here. So the swell comes up and over, and your gullet section is all the way down inside your saddle. We have our cinch that we looked at earlier down below. That's our cinch. This saddle does not have a keeper to tie up the excess latigo section. So this saddle is to show you that this is where your excess latigo can be tucked into. So this is the keeper. Again, this saddle, which the other one doesn't have, has a flank billet. This is to affix an additional flank girth. This is often important and used on working ranches. Barrel racers will utilize it. And that's important to keep the back of the saddle held down close to the horse's back during roping or riding on uneven ground. Not necessarily used in a therapeutic setting. We have a few other options here. This is a breast collar D. Again, you can sort of see the D shape. And this is to connect a breast collar to the front of your horse. So it would clip here and come around the front of your horse, which helps also keep your saddle from sliding back if you're going uphill. Some people also utilize it to make sure their saddle stays in place for maybe a horse that doesn't have very strong withers. So this is the conclusion of reviewing the Western saddle. Thank you for listening.